Hello, hello, hello. I'm excited to be live. I'm excited to be live with you guys. Today I'm going to focus on trying to focus on the camera. I should have put a little post-it or something as a reminder. But maybe I'll put a little piece of tape so I can be like, why is that on my computer? But it's on there so I can remember to look up there. Okay. Is that going to work? Is that better? Maybe that's better. I'm looking up here. Okay. Ooh, even better, even better, even better. Right there. So, yeah, welcome back. Hopefully this is not your first time joining me, but if it is, still welcome. My name is Ashante Marie. This is Embodied Spirituality, where I'm coming with some messages from Spirit, really. Some conversations that Spirit wants other people to have. Helping people connect and unlock some of their chakras. This is what this page is for. It's developing and it's changing and it's moving, but right now we're focusing on the chakras. So I'm bringing you a new Chakra Checkup video for Gemini season. This is part 2 of this series. I was supposed to go live about 2 days ago, but Spirit has their way, and my schedule was just too compacted to try and squeeze it in. If I knew that it was going to last only a half an hour, then maybe I would have tried to do it. But understanding that Spirit has its own timeline and its own just timeline, I guess, and its own way, its own mind, its own love. I knew that if I tried to start the reading, I would have been late for other appointments that I had to get to in a timely manner. So I didn't want to try and rush Spirit. I didn't want to try and rush y'all. I didn't want to try and rush myself. So we moved it to today, and now we're here. Now I feel nice and calm. I don't have to rush nowhere. I ain't got nothing to do. I get the space that I need to do the reading. So divine timing is a big message for this season, especially in this last week. You can try and control whatever you want. I mean, I think that's been the message kind of leading up into this, where we are now. But I think it's just really apparent that what is meant to happen will happen when it's meant to happen, right? And you have to trust and believe that God has your back, first of all. You have to trust and believe that God has your back, first of all. And that they want what's best for you. That Spirit, your guides, your ancestors, they want what's best for you too. And if you hold that belief, I think it's better than that worry and fear of this is not here at this time and I'm not here where I'm supposed to be at this time. Divine timing is divine timing. Right. Shout out to all the Geminis out there. I did do a happy birthday shout out on my last one, so if you guys want to go and check that out, you can. Otherwise, I'll just do a little quick birthday shout out to my cousin Sabrina. It's her birthday today, Memorial Day. And then also my cousin Derek's birthday was 2 days ago, and another little cousin named Tori, her birthday was yesterday. So, and there's a couple more birthdays coming up. I got an uncle's birthday coming up. I have another sister's birthday coming up. Yeah, so it's just a very festive season. These Geminis, they're out. They're out. They like to show off, these Geminis. But I appreciate it. Everybody needs that, right? They need that inspiration in their life. The creatives who are ready to just come forth with their energy. I kind of think today is going to be a long reading, so I would suggest get your popcorn, right? Get some water. If you need to use the bathroom really quick, I would suggest you go and do that. I feel like Spirit has a lot to say today. I know that I've been getting downloads like wild this whole week. So I know that I'm going to have to just go through those with y'all. Hopefully it'll come up in the readings a little bit too. I think before I get into the readings, I want to spray myself. And then I also want to say a prayer over the cards. And I can maybe start pulling while I'm also giving you some of the downloads that I've already received. So nice, shameless plug. I have a business called Embodied Spirit. Well, obviously Embodied Spirituality, but another business called Obsidian Lace. And that's the spiritual shop for Embodied Spirituality. So I would love it if you guys took the time to go and check it out. There's only a couple of sprays in stock right now. I am in the midst of making some more. We have Relax Love, which is like a lavender base with Lang Lang, some sage, to help you first cleanse your energy, clear your space, but really to relax. It's really supposed to be one of like the most comforting sprays, something that makes you feel like homely, something that feels calming, something, it's like a hug, like being wrapped up in a blanket, like when you want to snuggle, like that is the essence of Relax Love. It's just that reminder from that one person, that special person that just knows you so well, that reminder to that everything's going to be okay, right? And that they love you. But remember, everything is going to be okay. So this is what that spray is for. I did spray myself a little bit before I got on. Thank you. Yeah, so really exciting. Yeah, check it out. You can also check out my Instagram, Embodied Spirituality, on Instagram. And my website is embodiedspirituality.net. So if you're looking me up, embodiedspirituality.net, do not put .com. That's not me. Okay, that's not me. Net, like network, like the network that we're creating right now. Okay. All right. Prayer. Woo! Ancestors, guides, and spirit, for the good and good of all involved, higher self and source, thank you. Thank you for getting me here. Thank you for waking me up this morning, getting me on my way. I like to ask for any of the spirit guides and ancestors of the watchers, for the good and good of all involved, for them to also show up, past, present, or future. Again, for the good and good of all involved, in order to encourage a clear and concise message for the masses, the ones that are going to be listening to this, and let whatever resonates stick and whatever doesn't, let go. And I pray that this is a beneficial reading and that it encourages you for the week, it encourages you for the month, and it encourages you for your life. So I ask this in the divine's name, root to root, heart to heart, crown to crown. I give thanks. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. All righty. Okay, so trying to jump into the downloads. Oh, so I can tell you. Give me 1 second. We meaning me in spirit. We are going to be focusing on 3 chakras, the same chakras that we did last week. Where are they? So hold the line, my dears. I don't know how they're using that. I think it closed. Okay, so sorry, I'm just opening up some of my notes for this week. And I had them open already, but you know. Also, something to note. So we had a lot this week. We had the last time that I saw you, this was right before the lunar eclipse. So the super moon that we had. I know going into the super moon, there was a lot of tense energy. I think at least for me, there's a lot of like honking energy, even accidental honking. So misfiring of aggressions or frustrations. I live in the Bay Area, so the day of the lunar eclipse, we've also had a mass shooting. in San Jose. So that was rough. If you have suffered or been affected by any of those, let me just let you know that my prayers have been sent out for you and your family and your loved ones. Anybody who's been affected by any sort of gun violence, ever, really, I just pray for you guys. I pray for you guys. That's all I can really do, right? And hope that things get better. Sorry, this is taking me a second. These documents, because I can't talk and look for things at the same time and then worry about how I'm looking on camera. It is what it's gonna be. Him. Okay. This can close too. But y'all can open this. So yes, also too, then Mercury went into retrograde, I believe on like the 29th or something, 2 days ago, the day that I was supposed to do this video, hence the lateness, right? Mercury is the planet that rules communication and logic and thoughts. So when Mercury is in retrograde, that means the planet is moving backwards, and that means that things may be moving. Your communication may be functioning differently. You may not get clear communication. They say this is a time for you to not to be signing contracts with anybody or anything that's long lasting. Any legal matters you kind of want to put on maybe pause if you can for a little bit during this time. It's just a very uncertain time for communications and things to work out in your favor, right? Or this is that place that if you do create contracts or make promises, it's almost like doing it with your fingers crossed. Like, is this a real promise? Is this a real commitment? It's more likely that it'll get rescinded on. So that's what I was trying to say. Okay, did the welcome. We have some announcements. That was the birthday thing. Mercury retrograde. Here we go. And let's see. Was there anything else there? I feel like there's something else with Mercury retrograde, but I'm sure it'll come up throughout this video. 12 minutes in. I know. It happens. Let's see. So yes, I was talking about like this honking energy, combative, aggressive, misfiring of energies, being on the defense. You may be on the defense. You may notice that other people are like more likely on the defense. Maybe you say something to them that you're used to saying, or that they normally wouldn't take offensively or take in a place where they feel like they need to defend themselves, but they may be feeling a little bit more sensitive. That also has to do with Mercury retrograde because of communication. Like it's like somebody's limited hearing. It's like having limited hearing, pretty much, right? Like it's easy for words to be misinterpreted. It's easy for the miscommunication arguments to happen during this time. So look for those moments and don't dive into them, creating more miscommunication and combative energy, but rather like see it for what it is, which is just an opportunity for you to listen to dual opinions or just an opinion of someone else's. And since this is Gemini season, dealing with the lovers, we're dealing with dual energies and integrating dual energies. But a part of that is having that discussion or having a conversation or having that link, that merge to try and see each other for where they are. You know what I mean? It's not coming out the clearest, but again, Mercury reg. Let's see. Also, while you're going through this and having defensive energy with people, make sure that you remember the ones like, because sometimes, I don't know, I get a little hot-headed sometimes. So Especially when I'm like arguing. If it goes to a certain point, I'm just like, oh, we in, like, you know. But I want you to make sure that while you're in that space, if you're one of those people who kind of like goes with the flow of, I like a good argument. I like a good argument. It does something for my spirit, right? But don't remember those you trust, right? Remember the people that you actually care about on the other end of these conversations. Don't just go in and not have any like care for what is coming out of your mouth. Make sure that you remember that you want to have a good relationship with them after this conversation, right? And remember the ones who do have your back. Also remember the hand that feeds you, right? My cat was acting all weird and crazy this week too, you know? And you gotta remember who takes care of you, or who supports you, or who's there for you when you need them, right? Like, don't just go out here and burn bridges during this Mercury retrograde. I did want to talk about the fact that that Gemini is an air sign. And when you really think about the elements, and especially if you're thinking about how they're laid out in the chakras, the fire sign is the fire area of your chakras is your solar plexus, which we're going to read for. But above that is your heart chakra, which we're also going to read for, and that's where air is. So it's fire makes wind, fire makes air move, right? It affects air. So be careful with the fire energy that may be bubbling underneath, right? Is what I want to say. Okay. Before I keep going too far into the downloads, because there's so many, Jesus. I'd be like, Spirit, y'all out here, y'all telling me, y'all like, you about to do this work or no? I'm doing it. Thank you. So I'm gonna be reading. I'm gonna be reading for the SACRAL, which is located a little bit below your belly buttons, a couple inches below your belly buttons. That's womb region, prostate region. We have the solar plexus, which is located in your belly, that belly of fire, right? And we have your heart chakra that we're going to be reading for, seeing where this unconditional love / like self-love is, where it's placed at. And then we're also going to be looking at the throat chakra. So we're doing a good like central chakra zone reading. Doing throat chakra for communication, and especially now that we're in Mercury retrograde, this is super important. I'm curious about what's coming up. But yeah, we're doing a good central reading, right? We got right below the base and a couple under the, well, one under the center, two under the crown. Sorry, I'm getting all. It's just also too, I think I get really distracted with having like too many notes. Like I just need to read for what it is. So I'm gonna have to figure that out in the next video. But for this one, we got what we got. So I hope you guys got that. We're doing those those 4 chakras. I'm gonna pull for those. Try and start pulling for those while I'm giving you guys some more downloads so that we can try and use time a little bit more wisely. Okay, I'm gonna hold one, I think. Yes. So, okay. Sacral chakra. The other energy that was coming up was offering help and being generous. Just making sure that you are, first of all, you never know. What did I just say right before I got on camera or got online? I was like, you never know who you're going to receive a message through, right? You never know who God is speaking through to you, for you, right? And sometimes it comes through the unlikeliest of characters. This is sacral. Thank you. And then solar. That's it. Heart chakra. Y'all be seeing me get mad at spirit. It's not really mad. I just be like, really? All right. Heart chakra. And we do it all the time. I'm just showing y'all and what it looks like when y'all do it. So heart chakra. Anything else for the heart chakra? This card comes out a lot, no matter what deck. Oh, I forgot to tell you which deck I'm using today. I don't have a box with me. Throat chakra. I think we're good. One more for the throat, maybe? Thank you. Nice. Many shots. Okay. Okay. Surface. But on the surface is the farm and ready to drop bombs. When two songs together, when he wrote down the hook out. Go so loud, he opens his mouth, but the words don't come out. Anyways, subconscious. Subconscious, what's going on in the subconscious? Ooh, clear. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. We'll take that. And then a couple more quads. Thank you. Okay. Anything else for the surface? I feel like I'm missing some. I'm gonna have to look this. Surface and subconscious. What's going on in the subconscious? Confirmation. Yeah. And then overall. Okay. One more card, guys. One more card to pull. Maybe it's two that's going to come out of these. But one more. And the last for overall. Overall, angel message. Anything else? Okay, enough. There you go. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Ooh. I like these. All right, I'm way excited, bro. Okay, so I read these last week. So your sacral, before we get in, oh, no. We're just going to keep going. If you guys want to hear a little bit more about what the solar, sacral, heart, and throat chakra does, you can go ahead and check out my last video for part 1 for Gemini season, where I give you a little bit more of a rundown there. I think for all the seasons, I'm going to be doing longer rundowns the first week. I may do separate videos eventually, but right now my time is only allowing me to get to these videos. But soon enough, I'll be able to stretch my time and energy a little bit more. So yeah, I'm not going to really go too much over them today. I'm just going to reference them throughout. Okay. Something else that's really important for this season is trying to make making eye contact with people. I think that's something that's really important with communication, making sure that you make eye contact with people, because then they really know what's really true or what's going on, right? I was saying goodbye to a coach or just, telling him that I'm going to miss him when he leaves. And, you know, I could have said it and not made eye contact with him, right? Which is normal if you just are uncomfortable making eye contact, and or if you don't actually feel what you feel. And so I wanted to make sure that he understood that I felt what I felt. So I looked at him, but as soon as I looked at him, of course, my eyes started to tear up. But then that's also just showing that genuine vulnerability, which I think is important. And it's also something a part of love. That's something that we talked about last week. Are you ready to put your heart on the line, to tell people how you really feel? Are you ready for that? Maybe you're already in a relationship. Have you been giving yourself to people? Have you been vulnerable enough? Is there spaces where you need to be more vulnerable? Or is there space where you want your mate or partner to be more vulnerable? Is that a conversation that you guys need to have? And if that's an uncomfortable conversation, that's also because you have to become vulnerable enough to be able to ask for that from the relationship, even if it's not a spousal relationship. This conversation came up too a couple of days ago, about a mom and a daughter relationship. You have to, even though, the dynamics have changed, right? When the daughter grows up and has kids of her own, and they're like, the dynamics shift a little bit there, and you still want to spend time with the people that you love, but you don't know how to communicate that. Sometimes it's necessary to just let them know, right? I had to do that with my sister when I felt like, she was doing, a lot going one way, like being a parent and doing all this stuff and running around and doing what she needs to do. And so am I, but I really started to miss my sister, right? And I had to come to a point, because like anger started to arise in other places because I wasn't able to articulate the fact that I really just missed her, until I really sat down with myself and looked at my actions and was like, this is because I miss spending time with her. Like, I'm acting retarded because I miss spending time with her. So let me just tell her that, like, this is important for me. When we spend time, I need quality time. I can't spend time with you and you're on your phone, right? I need time where you put your phone down. We're engaged in a good conversation. We don't have to be like super engaged in a full conversation for all the time. We can watch a movie together, or just go to the park, or ride in the car. Whatever it is, I just want to spend time with you where it doesn't feel like there's something else in between us, right? Just quality time. And it doesn't need to be 3 full days. I just need maybe a couple hours. You know what I mean? Right? So, and that's what good friendship is anyways. And the people that you want to have in your life, the partners that you want to have in your life, you want to have a good friendship with. So it takes you also putting in the work to have a good friendship, and that also requires you being vulnerable. I'm telling y'all, Spirit got a lot to say today, and I'm just trying to do my best for them. Okay. Okay. Respecting people's decisions is going to be a big part of this communication series too. Just respecting people's decisions, right? Yes. Something else that came up was, there may be some people listening, ear hustling for no reason, listening or watching you, in a way that's predatorial. But they're not like hunting you. They're just like energetically hunting you. How can I put this without, it's just like having people who look on your Instagram, like they don't want to follow you, but they look at all your shit on a regular basis. They don't want to like your pictures, but they're reading all of your content. But like, if you're just a fan, just go ahead and like the photo. Like, why does it have to be? And then why? Like, if you're a lurker, why? Right? God. Why? For no reason. So you may just need to do some protection work for sure. That's going to come up a little bit in one of these cards. One day I'm going to show you guys how I lay out my table, because it's not, yeah, it's not what you think it's going to look like. Experiencing racism, that may just be something that you're reflecting on, whether it just be over this last year. We just came over this, just had the George Floyd, the anniversary of his death, aka murder. But I think also reflecting back on how race plays a role in society and race relations, I think that's just something that we all are in need to reflect on. I know that earlier this year, or a couple months ago, I experienced racism on a different level than I ever had in my life. Okay. And I have, like, I'm chocolate, right? So, like, I've experienced a lot. But that level, I was like low key gonna lose my stuff. And as a spiritual person, I pride myself on trying to keep most of my stuff together. But it was like a couple of days of just like attacking my psyche, my well being, my livelihood, right? My quality of life. It was affecting it too much. So, sometimes we become different people, or just protective. I still got hella stuff to talk about. Finishing outstanding projects. I'm sure that that's going to come up a little bit more later. Finding out where some loose change has been going. Paying attention to your money, where your money flow is happening. Do you have certain things, certain, what do you call them? Subscriptions. Certain subscriptions that may be like taking money out of your account every month that you're not paying attention to, that you're just like, oh, I'll use it later, or I'll cancel that subscription later. Like, no. Look at where your money flow is going. If there's little things like that, try and nip that and reinvest that back into yourself, your business, and whatever that you want to create. But this may require a further deep dive, so definitely go ahead and think and do that. Maybe even go through some of your old emails. There's a lot of old emails. We sign up for shit and they send our information to other people's stuff. Like, go and check that out. Or see where you can save money on subscriptions so that you can share subscriptions with somebody else. And I know that people are like trying to crack down on it, and it's like a no. But at the same time, like, if we was all living together, it wouldn't matter anyway. So leave me alone. Protection energy, I'm telling you. Let's see. Having a positive mindset on things. I know that I've been feeling a lot more of like depressive energy, that I've been having to be like, wait, I don't want to feel this way, right? I know that I can do things to help me feel better so that I don't feel this way. But just being positive too. There's a lot of belief work that needs to go on. That was something else that came up. Believe that you can achieve the dream that you want, to make the money that you want, to have the job that you want, to be the entrepreneur that you want, to be the size or the health level that you want to be at. But definitely sitting down, doing some journal work, doing some belief work. Like, do you believe that you can do this? Do you believe that you can achieve this? Why or why not? Right? What are these why nots? What are these reasons? Are they real reasons? Are there reasons that society has told you? Are there reasons that, even loved ones have maybe said, right? Because of their belief mindset. And really establishing what is your belief mindset versus somebody else's, versus your society, versus your mother, your father, your grandpa, your siblings, your auntie. What are your beliefs outside of their beliefs? not just religious beliefs. What do you believe about money? What do you believe about relationships, finances? What do you believe about wealth? What do you believe about vacationing? What do you believe about spirituality? What do you believe about sexuality? Like, there's so many different beliefs that you have to make sure that you are clear on for yourself, so that you're not creating something that you don't want to. Either, putting yourself in some unnecessary harm because you feel, I don't know, shameful. All these cards is coming up too, so I'm gonna have to I'm just gonna have to read the cards in a second, honestly. But I'm trying to level out how I'm doing this. Collective prayer, the power of having a positive mindset, how that changes things, right? And then collective prayer and the power of collective consciousness. So I know that, like, something that I did, example, this week was that I had like misplaced my glasses, couldn't find them, so I had to go and find my old glasses, use those to drive. But I'm already like, now I'm running late. Like, I was on time, now I'm a little bit late, and I'm like, damn, there's so much, like, more traffic and all this stuff. There was like a slowdown, and I'm texting one of, like, my coworkers, another coach, just to kind of help her let my student know that I may be a minute or two behind, since my student's phone may or may not have been on. But when I sent the text message, instead of being like, oh, I know I'm gonna be 5 minutes late or more, right? Speaking to existence what you want. I was like, I may be about 5 minutes late. I mean, like, or less, right? And just me, one, believing that gives me positive energy, positive vibe, positive mindset, makes my atmosphere move positively for me, right? And then on top of that, the friend who read that statement has now absorbed that positive mentality for me too. So now they're also wishing the best for me, wishing that I get here in 5, or get there, be like less than 5 minutes late too, right? And this is just subconscious. She's just reading the message. But I know that spirit is working through this collective consciousness too. Put into the world what you want to create. You have to ask. There was a lot of this. Ask for what you want. That's going to come up again. The star card came out again in one of your chakras. So ask for what you want. Girl, good night. Woo, let's go. Next. And being in gratitude. So as soon as get in there, I'm like, oh, I'm so grateful. Oh, I'm so grateful. Oh, God got me. Oh, God got me. Getting me here on time. Oh, found me a park. Oh, God got me. Got me a close park too. God got me. Walked into that rink with just a minute over. It was like I was supposed to be there at 8:15. I got there at 8:16. Beautiful, right? Like, honestly, the sort of traffic that I was sitting in, I easily could have been another 20 minutes. Easily. Okay? But positive mindset, I even had to like relax because I was so tense. Like, you start driving and you're like, and I was like, no, I'm not going to be tense. I'm not going to be tense because I'm going to get there when I get there, bro. Like, what is the point of me holding all of this stress in my body if I'm going to get there when I get there? I can make smarter choices to try and get there faster, like know which lanes move faster. But outside of that, like, my stress ain't going to do nothing but stress me. So let me relax. I was just like, breathe into this music. Thank you. And then thank spirit. Girl, bye. And okay. And then God is hella cool. That's all I wanted to say. God is hella cool. Like, God is hella cool. When you develop a relationship with God, you realize God is hella cool. You may not understand their choices all the time, but God is hella cool. Let's see. This season, you may also be dealing with some anxiety that's coming up, even nervous, excited energy, anticipation. You feel like things are coming into your life, so welcome them. There's something about taking care of yourself, getting more into the luxurious parts of self-care too. I have this lotion that helps my hands, and they feel like it feels like silk, right? Or if it's buying perfume, or if it's buying shoes, right? Spending some money on yourself, like, it's okay. Yes, granted, people may be like, oh, money is tight, but like, the people who know what it's like when money is tight also knows what it's like to spend some money on some shit that you probably shouldn't when money is tight. Right or no? So, if you're going to do it anyways, at least do it something to where it's beneficial. But maybe money isn't tight and that's just your mindset around it. So again, revisiting those beliefs. Your belief around money. Like, if somebody in the room said, I ain't got no money, do you agree with the statement or not? Are you like, me neither? I don't want to say that. I don't want to be on that team. That's not my team. I got money. I got money falling from the sky. Hands going side to side. I find money on the ground. Money comes to my life in all ways. Currency, abundance comes to me in always and always, always. Abundance overflows over my life. Okay. Surrounds me at every moment of every day, right? Know that you're expensive. Spend some money on you. You're worth it. Maybe it's Maybelline. Not an advertisement. Okay. Well, I'll get silly on these readings. I can't even help it. It's worth every dot. Luxury. Find a new happy place. Definitely something that you can be doing to help your root chakra, even though we're not reading for your root chakra, but it also helps your sacral chakra, is shaking it out. Music and shaking it out, like literally getting the energy to move and figure out what's going on in your body. Sometimes we get just so rigid and get so tight that we don't know and we feel like frustrated, but something that we can just do, just throw on some music and just move and just move and just move. Okay. Calling in forgiveness. Kids bring you joy, and they say the darnest things. You like the idea of kids, so maybe that you have come into a place where you want to have kids. Maybe you have found out new news about having kids. Maybe you have somebody in your life that is having kids, so it's almost like you're having a kid, because you get to enjoy in being a close relative of the kid, aunt, uncle, cousin, sibling, whatever. So yeah, I think you may have been warming up to the idea of having kids soon, but I think you know that it changes you forever. So you're just trying to stay in a place of appreciation, because I think also too, you may be, if you're not in a place where you're having kids, you may be in a place where you're moving out of having kids. Not that your kids are going to disappear, thank God, but again, you may be coming into a space where your kids are going off to college, or your kids are going to go and stay with an aunt or uncle for the summer, right? Or with their other parent. I think shifting to just your idea and role around parenthood. That's what was coming up. Something else that came up this week that I posted about was treating yourself to flowers. Again, treating yourself to things, right? It doesn't need to be the most expensive thing in the world, right? Either. But the other day I bought myself flowers. Why? Because they were pretty. Why? Because I love myself. Why? Because they were my favorite flowers and they were pretty and they were cheap. And because I love myself. And because I committed to be that person for me. You're getting better with time, like fine wine. And all you're doing is leveling up as you continue to practice. Something else that was coming up was in this retrograde season, I think we're really going through a space of needing to review our past in order to come into better union with it so that we can step into that 2.0 or 3.0 versions of ourselves. I really feel like there's this energy of like, I'm stepping into Ashante 2.0, Ashante 3.0, Ashante 5.0. You know what I mean? And you may be at, whatever version you are. Personally, I think I'm at like my 3. I could be 4 or 5, but just like in my adult years, I'm at my Ashante, stepping into my Ashante 3.0 stage, right? I knew when I stepped into my 2.0, I was like, oh, this will be my 2.0 stage. And this was like before I even like reached the end goal of the 2.0, right? It was just like the entry in my mind. I was like, oh, this will be Ashante 2.0. And then like seeing it come into fruition was like a whole nother situation, which was beautiful. And then after like living in this 2.0 for a long time, I feel this like this building of this foundational building of Ashante 3.0. And this video is even a part of that. And I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see what's coming forward. I know June is going to be a big month for me. So whoop, whoop, cheer me on. I may not tell y'all all my plans for this month, but I'll tell y'all eventually. All y'all got to do is just wish me luck. That's all I need. Well, that's what I have. Opportunity meets preparation. Downloads may be coming in clearer and at a rapid pace. You may also be dealing with some extra dreams during this lunar eclipse season for sure. I know I did. Maybe having some downloads. Make sure to write those down, document them, take a video of you talking about your dreams, because even how you may describe them, how you may write them out, or what word you choose to use, or like try and describe it as much as you can. Anything that you can remember. Where were you at? Why were you there? Can you remember why you were there? Because if you just kind of tug on the memory a little bit too, sometimes more information will come forth. If you're somebody who can't remember their dreams or feel like you don't remember your dreams often, I would say ask your ancestors, guides, and angels to first be with you while you're sleeping, but also to help you to recall your dreams, whether it be the day that you arise from the dreams or any of the days following. Sometimes I have remembered dreams after a couple of days. If I'm just soft around trying to remember it, where it's like, oh, I knew that there was a lot of stuff that went on, but I really just can't remember anything. And a couple of days later, something will happen and it'll trigger the memory of what that dream was. And at that point, I'm able to like write it down and document it so that I can also look back at it and see maybe if there was more information that I can pull from it. And the more practice that you do with showing up with spirit, the more spirit will show up for you. I don't know. All right. That was literally all the downloads on my phone. That took about 40 minutes. Okay. So we got the cards pulled though. we're just going to jump in. I didn't pull chakra cards for all of the chakras. I just kept it with the traditional tarot. Again, I didn't tell you which, because I don't think I have my box over here. Yeah, no, it's over there. It's an Afro goddess deck. And like that's the back of the cards. And if you see the cards, let me show you. I'll show you this one. Ooh, back. I'll show you this one. But they have this like metallic-y iridescent thing going on. And you can see, you may not be able to see it right now, but through here you can see that these are like paintings. You know, I mean, it could have been just done digitally, but I'm pretty sure that these were paintings turned into cards. So I love this deck. This has been one of my favorite ones thus far. Okay, so jumping into the reading for your sacral chakra, again located underneath your solar plexus, which is a couple of inches, 2 to 3 inches below your belly button. Womb, that deals with duality. It deals with masculine and balance of masculine and feminine energies. It's the energy center of your emotions, your likes and your dislikes. Sensuality, attraction, and social connection. Okay. Okay, so you have the Son of Cups, which is pretty much like the Knight of Cups in this deck, if I'm correct. Sorry, I didn't even, I'm pretty sure. Positive. Knight of Cups. So you have maybe have a proposal coming in. Some love energy is really present. I feel like the masculine side is coming through just a little bit more right now. Last week it was the feminine side, but you may feel more at balance with them right now, or maybe not. I want to get a clarification card, honestly, for this. Can I get a clarification? Because I also got the double card, which is like instant gratification, temptation, you know, addictions, right? It also is like doubt too. Can I have clarification for this chakra, the sacral chakra, please? Maybe you're waiting for love and you're just a little impatient. We did have a little bit of that going on in the pre-reading. There was something else I read away. Clarification for these cards. Of course. The Judgment card. I didn't put this in my thumbnail, but this was in my Instagram post. The Judgment card, how you judge yourself on your past actions. I think you may have had an unhealthy relationship with love previously. As we all have those moments. And it feels like you're just trying to figure out how to be in a healthy bond. A healthy bond with yourself, with your emotions, with how you feel. You may have heightened sexual energy right now, which is nothing wrong with that. Just make sure you're not projecting it to the wrong people. Sometimes even energetically connecting with them by fantasizing them, if you actually really know them as a person, can very highly skew how you view them in your waking life or when you're not fantasizing about them. And it can change even how they feel about you, because they can feel that energetic tug on their spirit. It takes a lot for people to really pay attention to things like that. But if you're one of those people who can have honest conversations, you may see that to be true. You may be coming into balance about walking away from a situation, walking away from a relationship in your past. I don't know. I feel like this is just a little bit unclear. You even have, like, in this Son of Cups, even though it's a proposal, but it has the balance. It has this balance of dark and light. So if you see it, you have this like dark, murky pond. It has fish in there, fish that probably koi fish. They thrive off of this. And then you have this, you can't really see it in this card or with this glare, but there's like this, like phoenix, not phoenix, what is that called? Peacock? Yeah, this white peacock that's behind there, also balancing that light and dark, that duality. So I would say that your sacral chakra is balanced, yet you're kind of in a review mode, is what it feels like. You may have some old feelings coming up around people, maybe people that you used to like, memories of them, your past situation, overly fantasizing about what that relationship could have been or what it you thought it was. Coming into some clarity. Oh, geez. Coming into some clarity. Coming into some clarity around that situation and why it needed to be put to rest. And really being mindful of what you want to create. But you may just be ruminating right now for a little bit. And that's okay, because Mercury is in retrograde. So this is the time for you to sit back and relax. I think you do have an incoming proposal coming in, but it's after you take some time to really look at some of your past relationships, your past partnerships. And you may even need to do some cord cutting. Okay. Excuse me. Next, for the sacral chakra, sorry, solar plexus, thank you. For your solar plexus chakra, we have the Ace of Pentacles. We have the Goddess of Swords. And you have the Five of Wands. We're going to start with the Five of Wands a little bit first. Yeah, the Five of Wands. So to me, it's just friendly competition. The Five of Wands is friendly competition. It's to me, it's training, refining your skills against people who are like your teammates, but when you practice against them, they're your enemies. So it's friendly competition for training in order to become like better. You may be in a training stage right now. Your willpower, which is where the sacral what the solar plexus, what the solar plexus chakra focuses on is like will and determination, action oriented, progress. What else? Your self, individuality and integrity and productivity, right? So I think from this, it's a healthy competition. It's a healthy starting of the fire. You know, when you're starting a fire, that always that doesn't always it's kind of temperamental, right? It's a little combative. It's a little competitive. You have all the all the other energies, like the wood is trying not to burn, the spark, you gotta spark it, right? The water that's in the wood, right? The air is the wind blowing too hard. It has to be like the right alchemy. So I think you're getting your wheels turning and burning, and you're striking that match, right? And it's just starting to formulate a little bit more, and it's going to be a full-fledged fire very soon. But it's necessary for it to be in this training process in order for it to be able to burn at the highest capacity available, which I feel like is going to come. You have this goddess of swords, which means that you're really clear on the communication and where you're going. I also feel like you have to be clear on your path. I think this also is really about standing up for yourself too. Standing up for yourself and what you believe in, and the work that you're doing. And that it's going to bring you money, right? I think once you are like, get those wheels and those fires and those energies burning and running, but even as you're starting this process out, it's giving you a sense of grounding, a sense of security, a sense of stability within yourself first, right? That's why people train, so that you can feel safe and grounded within yourself in order to go and achieve whatever you need to go and achieve out there on the field or on the court or on the streets. You know what I mean? Like, it's preparation for you to get grounded so that you can continue to be an enterpriser. Is that what I'm trying to say? Of your business. That's what I'm saying. An enterpriser of your business. That may not make sense, because it halfway only makes sense to me, but that's what Spirit is saying. I think stepping into your sensuality is also a little bit important here. It's interesting that keeps coming up for me, though. Yeah, your like sexual essence. You may have been hiding away like your femininity, right? Or even your masculinity. I don't want to show up too confident. I don't want to show up too aggressive, right? I don't want to show up too pretty. I don't want to show up too put together, because maybe people are going to think some way about me, or act this way, or cross my legs this way, or drink with my pinky in the air. Like, do you is what this is. This is like you're stepping into your goddess a little bit more, understanding that this is okay. I want to be this person. This is the person I want to be. And if anybody has any problems with it, they can go fuck themselves, really. But y'all could just keep it pushing somewhere else if you want the nice version. But you have a lot of money. This is a lot of abundance. When you see all of this green, that is a lot of abundance, right? And it's getting ready to harvest. This is wheat. So you know, as in its green stage, you know that this is not the time to harvest it. But honey baby, as soon as it's ready, you got a lot coming to you over and over and over and over. It just looks like so much. To me, it just looks like there's just so much money. There's just so much money. There's so much abundance. There's so much like generational abundance, right? Even though this is the Ace of Wands and it doesn't necessarily speak to generational abundance, like seeing this card, it just speaks to like building the foundation for spiritual abundance. So I'm thinking that your solar plexus is hot. Your solar plexus is hot. I think maybe last week it was maybe a little, it was warm. It was trying to just catch the spark. I think we caught the spark this week. We caught the spark this week. And, you know, next week or the following week, we may be at a full-fledged fire. But, girl, own yours. Own where you're at. It'll bring you victory. Okay. Next. Next. We have the heart chakra, which again deals with self-love, self-compassion, and compassion for others. It is also the central chakra, so it's the connection of your upper and lower chakras. The source for self-love, the universe, and others. Again, yes, and forgiveness and compassion shows up here too. Okay. Your ability to forgive and have compassion towards yourself is your heart chakra. Your heart chakra. I don't know what you want to talk about first, though. So we did get the star card. Again, make a wish. You can have what you want. Maybe you need to be making a wish about love. Maybe you need to make a wish about love with yourself. Maybe maybe this has to deal with doing some more self-care rituals, especially maybe even more like naked, bare self-care rituals. We also had that judgment card, and she's half naked. And she's showing her sensuality in her sacral plexus. Or solar plexus, sorry. And then you got this card. So I really think that there's something with being in water, being naked, maybe going to a river. Sorry, let's going to the river. Meditating by water, really taking a spiritual bath. I really think that's on the agenda for this week. Connecting with your guides in spirit, doing some meditation work. I would say take either a really hot bath or a milk bath. Those two baths are really sticking out to me. If it's a hot bath, also add some Epsom salt. It helps sore muscles. It helps you relax. And being comfortable where you are, the more that you settle into yourself and settle into your goddess or God energy, the more you're capable of reaching for the stars or feeling safe to reach for the stars, right? Maybe this is the wish that you need to have for yourself and where you want to be at and how you relate to yourself. Some people, now years ago, I had a very tense relationship with my own self. Okay. And that reflected in how I related to others in a lot of ways. But I had a very tense relationship with myself. I only liked myself a certain percentage, a little bit, right? But there was a part of me that wanted to love myself. And maybe it's just having the want to love yourself, having the want to take care of yourself, having the want to date yourself, having the want to be committed to yourself, having the want to forgive yourself, having the want to let go of some old shit. Because then we also have the Eight of Swords, which is self-restriction, which is also another card that come on. Which is also another card that I pulled Another card that I was resonating with, that I posted on my Instagram earlier, because I was feeling this energy of self-restriction, that we're getting into the space of really needing to walk away from it, really needing to. I know that, you know, one of my big things that I've been really overcoming is self-doubt, right? I really want to like lay a lot of that shit, that old, like that unhealthy self-worth lack mentality. I'm really working on letting that shit go. But it takes work and it takes practice. And especially during this retrograde season, it's kind of the test season. They said, okay, you want to let it go? How bad you want to let it go? We about to hit you with some old energy. That's what the fucking retrograde is. We about to hit you with some old energy and see how that thing do. You still good? You still trying to let go of this stuff? You sure? It's not really so much a test as it is just like a check-in. Like, maybe you're just not ready yet. But maybe you are. And if you are, unblindfold yourself, untie yourself, move those fucking knives out of your way. Like, let it go. And matter of fact, use it to build something else. Like, fuck that shit. You know what? Okay, look, now, when you really do some rites of passage work, whatever that may be, or, you know, whatever, right? Some rites of passage, and that may come in different forms for different people, right? But living out in the wilderness, if you don't fucking, excuse my language for those who are sensitive hearing. That's my throat chakra being open and active today, okay? But if you don't take those girl, if you don't unwrap yourself, take those knives and use it for something greater, if you don't build a house out of that, you know, if we was in Africa, bruh, outside of using it for hunting, we would have done, hammered out that metal, did something, made some roof shingles, was in some other country. We're not just gonna sit here. Okay, not only just walk away from the shit, right? Because that's one. That's just step one. That's 1.0, right? That's whatever. Insert name here, 1.0. That's what that is. Walking away from that is 1.0. 2.0 is taking some of that stuff and using something. Using it for something. Using it to your benefit. Tie those things up. I don't even care if you make a what do you call those things? A wind chime. You know? Like, tie those things up, make a wind chime, and it's making music. Right? You have to turn some of these old wounds, some of these old scars, into the thing that also feeds you, bruh. Like, I really am coming out here trying to just bring a message of self-love. After being in a state for at least 25 years of my life of pretty much not liking myself. Bro, that's a long time to not fuck with yourself. That's a long time to not fuck with yourself like that. But okay. Y'all trying to say 1.0? I'm trying to go to 8,000.0. But yes, you definitely need to let yourself out of the things that bind you and use those things for your benefit. You have a lot of Oya energy coming in, so maybe you need to ask for certain guides to come and help you. Oya is the Orisha of the graveyard. She is the Orisha of wind, right? Change. I know. And that's what you need, a change, right? Sometimes, girl, ask your guides, right? And it could be any guides, whatever, whoever you deal with, okay? But you can ask your guides to help you out. Help you, help you. Mm-hmm. So what would I say about your heart chakra? Again, it's this revisiting energy. It's this retrograde energy. I think you're all right. I think you'll be all right. I think as soon as you are able to name and list or just recognize, come into awareness of these things that you need to let go of. And maybe do some journaling. Like I said, journaling work, belief work around this. Why do you believe the things that you believe? Right? Who taught you that? Where did that come from? Can you change that? Is there something else that you would want to put in that place? Once you're letting go of one belief, what belief are you actually inserting? And that's what this Make-A-Wish card is on top of that, right? What are you letting go of? What are you trying to manifest, right? And these could literally be the same people. This can be what it looks like on the outside. And you see that she's blindfolded here, right? And then this lady, she has her eyes closed. This could just literally be her inner self that's right in there, right in there. You need to know what you want. You need to know what you want to go for. You need to know kind of where you're headed. You know, we want to be in a better place than where you're at. Ask for that. Ask what work needs to be done around that. Spirit will let you know. Ask. And you shall receive. Okay? Money. Next, we have the God of Swords. Oh, wait. We have the Justice card first. This is for the throat chakra. We have the Justice card first. You may be really fair in a lot of the things that you say. You may have no limited bias when it comes to what you're saying and who you're saying it to. What's the name? The lawyer, judge, and jury. Is that what it's called? I feel like you're like the lawyer, the judge, and the jury. Here. I think you see a lot of sides for what they are. You see all the sides that you're presented. And you do have an intuitive streak. So you know that you're not just speaking candidly, you're speaking through your intuition, which is something that you have learned to trust because you've done the work to do so. You have the Strength card, saying that your voice is strong, stronger than what you may think it is. And sometimes even the throat chakra, this has a very quiet essence to it. Sometimes the fairest thing that you can do is to be silent. Or to keep your opinion to yourself, right? Definitely it's important to share your thoughts, share your opinions in a compassionate fashion. But I think a part of this card is it's not necessarily about the communication. It's not about the verbal communication. It's about the intuitive communication, the internal communication, right? The physical, the spiritual. It's a very calming energy here. You're fair, you're calm. They both have a little side hair thing going on and some big red lips. It's cute. They're pretty much the same person. I think you're just hearing out all sides. So that may be where your throat chakra is right now. But then you also have the God of Swords. I have this feeling that like your energy, your throat chakra is waking up a little bit. It's coming back online. Maybe it just underwent like a little bit of a reset lately through this Mercury retrograde or lunar eclipse. Yeah, because it seems like you've reset it. It seems like it's a nice and it's a balanced place. But you know how everything is so like soft when you reset it? Everything's just like new and fresh. And it's not like when it's not updated or when it's not rebooted, you have like all the old apps, all the old icons popping up, all the old tabs that you had open, all the old windows you have open. But when you restart your computer, or something like that, they've closed all those apps that you previously had open in order for a fresh start to begin. And that's kind of what I feel like this is. It's a little bit of like in this space of a fresh start. Like I have an update. I got an update. I know what's going on. And I can just sit with it. Like I can just sit with it. But then you have this God of Swords, which is like the best communication card that you could probably get. Means you know exactly what you feel. You know exactly how you want to communicate that to the tribe, to the community, why you've taken the stance that you've taken. You're very strong and grounded in that stance, in that nature. Wise decision making, heartfelt, genuine. Yeah, with the care of the tribe in mind, or the whole community. I think your throat chakra seems really balanced right now. I think it's time for you to continue to feel grounded in that space, not overworking. Not overworking to speak, to use your speech. I just feel like you're wise and you know exactly what you mean. You know exactly where you're at. Whatever reset this is, whatever newness this is, it's healthy, it's necessary. Is definitely still going to be something that you're going to navigate, that you're going to have to navigate, but you're highly capable of doing so. And you're open to receiving. You're open to receiving the arena of ideas and opinions, right? You're open to hear people out. With this throat chakra, I would say just keep going where it's going. I think just continue to feel more confident in where you are. Continue to feel more grounded in where you are. I think as you, because if I look at this as a whole, yeah, as a whole so far, I think your throat chakra is the most balanced of all of them. Your solar plexus comes in right after that. Your sacral, and your heart, I feel like, are probably at the same place. They're at pretty similar places. Just needing to come into like forgiving yourself, forgiving past situations. And I think once you do a lot of the forgiveness work, it's going to help that sacral plexus, because that's also called the plexus too, not just solar, um, will will balance out a little bit more. Like it's already pretty balanced as it is, but it was just off because you're going through this deep reflection about how you show up in relationships and partnerships in your life. And I think when it comes to the heart, it's really how much are you showing up for yourself, and what you want to create in your life, and how you see yourself really living, and your beliefs. As you continue to do the work, though, which is happening in your sacral or solar plexus, um, you're already putting forth energy into yourself. So as you start to clear out these things from this solar, and sorry, I keep misspeaking, as you start to clear up these spaces in your heart chakra and your sacral plexus, right? Your heart chakra dealing with yourself and your beliefs and your ideas. But even your beliefs and ideas of how you relate in relationships when it comes to your sacral plexus, once those have done more healing work, your energy is going to pick up more. That abundance that's coming through from this solar plexus will definitely start coming into fruition. And your throat chakra, which is already really balanced, will probably be able to express better, or be able to step into more of that goddess energy of expressing to what you think. Um, but you also have the goddess of swords and the god of swords on the board. So, and we have a lot of swords. Yeah, you have both of those on the board. So you have the pair, meaning that you do have some balance going on. Honestly, you do have some balance going on. There's just a little bit more work that needs to be done, which is what we're here to figure out. Where does the work need to be done? Okay, on the surface, yeah. On the surface, you have the Ten of Pentacles. So everything looks fine, dandy, feels fine. You feel wealthy. You feel generationally pleased. You feel pleased in your work, pleased in your finances, pleased in your home life. Right? This is on the surface. And you're grateful for everything that has come forth. See that rainbow too? And you're looking forward to even just the future and growing and, the sustainability of life, right? You also have the expansion card. Again, I told you in the beginning, there's a little bit of this pregnancy energy or thought about kids. So you actually may be thinking about expanding your family soon. Maybe you're even thinking about expanding a family through a pet. But know that there's some growth going on that is generationally bound, generationally set. Yeah, maybe some changes to your home life for sure. Maybe you're moving. Maybe you're moving homes. Maybe you're moving to another country. Towns, just houses. Yeah, I think community is going to be something that's really important to you. So community expansion there too, making sure to make friends with neighbors. And then we also got the completion card, which really just speaks to like endings, which is new beginnings also. right? Letting go of some of this old stuff, these old ways, old beliefs, old thought processes. Like letting go of this old stuff in order to bring in something new. You may also be going through a different sort of change. Maybe somebody has passed along. This is Memorial Day, and this guy, he's wearing and I didn't say anything about Memorial Day, but you know, I pray for all of the families and all of the souls that are being memorialized on this day. But this man, he has his like military, I don't know if you can see that, but he has his like little military badges on. And life is life is precious. Life is precious. And although it's sad to lose somebody, the memory of their life is so great. And that's the thing that we're all should be holding on to. And you never know how they're protecting you on the other side. That's the other thing, right? Even though you may not have wanted their time to come, maybe their time came the way that it did so that they can be the ones on the other side making sure that we're okay. Making sure that we're taken care of, to make sure that we're being watched out for. Maybe they're making space for the next human to come into the world. I see that a lot when you look at people who lose people in their family, either right before somebody has a kid or right after, right? That's a common thing that happens. As unfortunate as that may sound, right? And it may not be super close in proximity, but it definitely happens. And it doesn't have to be right away. Sometimes it's within a year or two. But they laid their foundation so that you can walk on that paved ground. And I think that's something beautiful. So I think this also goes into that reflection time, not even just the people that you've lost, but maybe the old person that you have had to leave behind in the past. A piece of, a piece of yourself that you needed to shed. Really just, coming into peace with that decision. And the subconscious, we have the Daughter of Pentacles, which means that you have incoming money, news about money coming in, new businesses, new opportunities, new financial abundance, which is exciting. Sorry. And then we have the Seven of Cups. Okay. Which is that what is the word that I'm trying to say? Contemplative energy that's going on. Really needing to take the time to sit with what you think and what you want to manifest, what you want to bring into this world. But maybe you just have too many ideas going on. Maybe they're just not grounded in your subconscious. So they're not able to sprout roots to grow the trees. So I think you're in the space of making decisions about things, even though you know that money is coming to you and you know that you're going to be able to manifest more money as you know, heal and heal pieces of yourselves. um, but you may be looking at too many options on the table. You may just have been like, oh, this is cool, and this is cool, and this is cool, and this is cool. But you haven't really like, I keep speaking so fast and double speaking. But you keep it's hard to bring forth, you can't bring forth all of these cups at one time, right? And maybe you're really not meant to, and maybe some of these aren't even good for you, right? But it's, you have to sit there, take the time out of your day to really choose, like, what is for you, what does look best, what is it that I want. Ooh, I want this. Ooh, I want that. That's what this picture is. Ooh, that looks good. Ooh, that looks good. Ooh, that looks good. You can only pick one or two or three, but you definitely can't pick all seven of these bad boys. So what is it that you want? What is it? Y'all want to really hear? I just pulled the cards now. That's all. That's all. What comes up in your subconscious? Self-worth. What else? Guilt. Letting go of your old guilt. Maybe you're somebody who used to cheat in the past. You know, maybe you are. And maybe you really feel like I'm really just not that person anymore. Like, that was the old me. That was the traumatized me. That was the hurt me. But I'm not that me anymore. I'm a different me. I'm a healed me. I'm a better me. You know? And you may have some past guilt about how you showed up in the relationship. Past guilt about how you showed up in the relationship. You have judgment around who you were in that place of instant gratification. And you feel chained by that old way, even though you have grown to become a better person. You feel chained by this old you. You have to do the work to let that go. And maybe this was your old you. You're just like, I can't do anything because I'm so terrified of being that person again that I'm also restricting myself in this new world, in this 2.0. So what is 3.0? Where I have healed and I continue to not let myself restrict myself in my new world. Somebody just sent me a video the other day, or no, that I came across the other day of that actor. I wish I knew his name, God, from Posh, and he was having a he was being interviewed for something, and he was telling, the interviewer that, one, thank God for COVID that I got into therapy, but he was pretty much telling, the therapist had told him, you have done so much to move your community. You have done so much to inspire and do the things that you probably really set out to do on the inside, but you, one, not giving yourself credit for it, and you're living in that imprisoned mentality of who you used to be. You're living in that imprisoned mentality of who you used to be, even though you have stepped into a new world. You stepped into a new life, into a new you. You need to now know how to live, now that you know that you can be better. Because a lot of times that 2.0 version is just to know that you can be better than 1.0. But 3.0 is like, like, now I know I could do some shit with this. How can I do it even better? How can I capitalize on this even better? Right? My 1.0, I say, was like probably in my, mid 20s, right? Where I'm working really hard. I was making money. I was doing my side hustle. I had money falling from the sky, hands moving. You know what I mean? Doing work. I was also not energetically balanced with my work, to where eventually I got burned out, but that was 1.0, right? So, but I learned a lot of, and in that space too. So by 1.0, I was overweight, right? Unhealthy ish, right? I wasn't super unhealthy, but like unhealthy ish for sure. Um, but my business was low key on point. Like I may not have looked like I was like other people wanted me to look, or I wanted to look, myself to look, but my business was on point. I was like, you can't take that shit away from me. My schooling and my business mind, I could be fat all day if you want me to, but guess what? Right? So then when I decided to step away from my job to go back to school, my 2.0 Ashante kind of let that like entrepreneurial Shante sit on the back burner a little bit, right? Really, for a lot of it, because I was focusing on school. So Shante 2.0 was school and health. That was the same time, later 20s, early 30s. Well, I'm still in my early 30s, but I'm barely just finishing back, like barely 32. Anyways, but in my late 20s, let's just say that's version 2.0, right? In my late 20s, 2.0 was getting healthy, losing weight. Now I'm like, oh, you can't talk about weight no more, because guess what? She got that on lock. Thank you. Excuse me. Thank you. But my like business, it's not that my business mindset like left, it's just like that practice is not the same that it was, because I was able to put more of my energy into school and kind of let work just be like simple work. And I'm going to be focusing on school, my health, right? And so that was 2.0. But 3.0 was coming forward, plus some other stuff that I probably won't know until I reach closer to the end of 2.0 or 3.0. But 3.0, I'm trying to merge a little bit of all the worlds. I'm not doing school anymore, but I got businesses running, and I need to get back to that hustle mentality that I had in version 1.0, right? But that self-care that I learned in version 2.0, along with how to better take care of my health and my body in version 2.0. So that 1.0 plus that 2.0 is going to make this 3.0 on lock. So what is yours? What is your 1.0? What is your 2.0? What's your 3.0? This is 1, this is 2, what's your 3? Right? And you have to know that you're worth it. This is self-worth. This is all that we've been talking about. Are you worth these blessings? Are you worth some love? Are you worth letting go of this doubt? Are you worth this business that you're bringing forth, this money? Are you worth this love coming in, pouring in? Are you? You are. You always are, and you always have been. But you have to know that first. That's you. You have to know that first. You have to believe that it's there first in order for it to appear. That's what a message in this card is when you go and read the little blurb. It's like you have to believe that that chair is there. You have to believe that that golden spot, that unicorn, that rainbow, that like butterfly energy is there. You have to believe that. All right. For your overall, so we can wrap this up. For your overall, for the chakras, we got dissipating. So there may be that pieces of you that you're not necessarily looking at, or maybe that you're waiting or avoiding, that you could be avoiding looking at. What was the thing that you're avoiding looking at? Is what's keeping you from living your best life. It's pretty much what it is. You're using all these other things, all these other tools to distract you and keep you away from the work that you need to be doing for yourself. Like, doing belief work is kind of meh. Like, it's not it's not the most comfortable. It's uncomfortable because we're talking about vulnerability. You have to be vulnerable with yourself. Vulnerable enough with yourself to let yourself know some shit that you already probably been knowing for hella long. But when you put words to it, when you write that shit out, when you give it breath, then you're like, whoa, shit, that's a lot. And I don't like that. Right? But you've been carrying this anyways. So go ahead and dig up this stuff. Go ahead and dig. Now, you want to dig and pry into other people's relationship, go ahead and dig. So that you can step into and bring forth, right, the world that you really want to live in. This abundance that you really have coming towards you. This generational wealth that's just right there. It's right there. Somebody's music is heck a loud outside. But it's hot outside today. Maybe it's just about going outside. That's something that you maybe need to do. That was actually one of the messages, one of the encouragements for this week. Go outside and in nature, right? Not just by water. Get some trees, get some dirt, get some grass, get some something. We need some greenery, though. We need some greenery. I want it to smell green. When you go outside, wherever you go, when you get there, I want you to take a deep breath. And I want it to smell like outdoors, right? Even getting up early and going outside in the crisp, cold air, like that does something, right? Go outside. Stop sitting there and watching TV and watching your life dissipate. That's what this card is about, right? Always thinking, oh, I could have done this and I could have done that, or my life would have been this way if I did this. But I'm also really content with living my life through the television, through Instagram, or through Twitter feeds that don't feed me. What you doing with your time? What you doing with your time? Put it into yourself. And coming into self-acceptance. That was the other card. Here we go. Again, self-acceptance. You got self-worth, self-acceptance. Y'all thought I'd be playing out here. God be telling me. God be telling me things. Yeah. Know that this part of you doesn't make you less of who you are. It doesn't make you a lesser human being. It makes you a human being that needed to go through contrast in order to know exactly what they wanted. Last angel messages from the guides. You got arrow, right? It says surround yourself with protective energy. I'm going to read these. And then we have Shaolin Master. Be graceful in movement and action. So surround yourself with protective energy. One of the other key things that I would say for your notes this week is to make sure that you sage and smudge your place. Especially after a full moon, during a full moon, lunar eclipses, new moons. I don't know, anytime that the air feels heavy. I like to do it, especially before we have like events at the house and people are coming over. I like to smudge the space. I also like to do a little cleansing afterwards too, but definitely before, because it also is that protective energy, keeping certain energies from entering the home. Okay. So things that you can smudge with, you can use my spray. I also use, when I'm like doing a big smudge, I use frankincense with a charcoal piece. This time, I think I had a little bit more. I did a little Palo Santo. I did a little sage. And maybe a little something else that y'all don't need to know. But it was good, and it allowed the right people in the house to have the right discussion and to make space for the right discussions to take place. So definitely clear your space, and especially if things are happening and people are coming in and out of your home. So these lasting messages. Oh, Shaolin Master popped up first. But I'm going to read Arrow first. I'm so excited because after this I get to go eat, guys. I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry. I actually haven't had much to eat today. And it's pretty late. So the message: surround yourself with protective energy. Surround yourself with positive people and experiences and environments that make you feel safe. Going outside in nature. Call on your angels, guides, and ancestors to bring you protection. The extended message: if you are in a situation where you feel that not everything is as clear as it seems, trust your intuition. There are energies in your current situation that aren't fully aligned with your intentions and goals or with kindness. Follow your intuition about whom to trust and what to trust. If you can take time to retreat or to step out of the situation to assess what is going to be beneficial to you, do so. Right? In any event, this is the time to call on your energy of protection and place yourself in a space that feels safe, right? When you are doing smudges, I like to make sure that I ask my ancestors and guides to be with me while I am smudging and to help me cleanse my house. And I also chant mantras and different prayers as I go through the rooms, to make sure that I am calling forth the energy that I want to bring into my space. Yes. Okay. I'm tired and hungry, God, Jesus. But we're making it. We're making it. Just before 2. Okay. Shaolin Master. Be graceful in movement and action. Oh, let me show you. The message. I should sit up here. I'm trying to be good, guys. Oh, look how cute this looks. Put it right there. It's still not able to see. I should hold it there though. Okay, here. The Shaolin Master calls forth. Oh, the message is slow and steady. Sorry. Slow and steady. Breathe and flow. Take a gentler approach, even with yourself. Wasn't that a message I said at the very beginning? Remember who's on the other end of those conversations? When you're having disagreements? Taking the gentle approach? You're being guided to flow like water, blow like air, and connect to your purest intentions. Don't feel like you need to rush ahead. A gentler approach will be more fruitful and rewarding. Move with subtlety and grace. Reach high, but also ask yourself, how can you move with the flow of life rather than pushing against it? Do you have the capacity to refocus your gaze at this time? Can you slow down or take more time to soften and breathe as you move forward? All of this will be incredibly beneficial to you for what happens next. Sorry. All of this will be incredibly beneficial for what happens next. Do you have the capacity to refocus your gaze at this time? Do you have the capacity? Come on, God. Do you have the capacity to refocus your gaze? Do you have the capacity? Look up from the sadness. Do you have the capacity to refocus your gaze? I don't know. I think that was an awesome reading, Spirit. I'd always be tired. I'd be like, ooh, Jesus just came out of. I don't know. I think that was all that in a bag of chips. This was a very long video. Very long video. But I told y'all from the very beginning, y'all should have got y'all popcorn. Right? If you watched me later or if you watched me live, I appreciate you. Right? Definitely, if you like this video, any components of this video, please make sure to like this video. Comment down below on anything that resonates with and if this was something that you really needed to hear. My connection is unstable, so I think they just reconnected me. I think that was also spirit letting me know that it's time. We're wrapping up. I want to thank all of y'all because they'd be like, okay, we're done now. And see. Thank you guys for showing up. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you like this video. Let me know if you're looking for some more, if there's something that you're looking for in particular, if you want to know a little bit more about chakras. If you want to do your own personal chakra checkup reading, please go ahead and follow that link, embodiedspirituality.net, and book an appointment. I would look forward to anyone who is looking forward to getting a chakra reading. I love these things. And it gives me joy to help people come into better awareness of themselves and their own energy centers. That's all. I love y'all. I love y'all. That's all I gotta say. I think that's it, right? That's right. Did I plug everything? Did I do everything? Did I do everything? Before we go, last thing, thank you. As we close out, I just want to thank my guides and your guides. Thank you for our angels, ancestors, and guides for the good of all involved, higher self, and source. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for supporting this message. Thank you for it coming out as clearly as it needed to during this transitory retrograde season. I am blessed and I am so grateful that I was able to bring this to you. Again, the deck is like the Afro Goddess deck. Please like Google it, look it up. Once you see them, you know whose they are. Again, this week I used the Chakra Wisdom deck also. And I also used this Angel and Oracles deck. Hopefully I'll link that in the below sometime really soon. So right now I'm about to go enjoy the rest of this holiday season, and I hope you do too. Stay safe outside, and bless all the souls who's left before. Bless all the ones who have given their life in service to protect this land and to protect our freedom in America. So I thank you. Your lives are meaningful. I pray for all of your ancestors, all of your, what do you call them? All of the ones who are all of the surviving people. The ones who have had to put their family and loved ones to rest. So I appreciate you for your service. I appreciate you guys for your life. I appreciate the families for also giving up special time with their loved ones for them to also come and use their time to come and protect us, but also the life that they lost. So yeah, always stay prayerful. Love y'all.